Charles Leclerc isn't just a Formula One sensation. He's a bona fide speed addict with a garage that could make any car enthusiast weak in the knees. We all know him as the Ferrari Golden Boy, the man who fearlessly pushes his SF24 to its absolute limits on the track. But when he's not battling for podiums, Leclerc is carving through Monaco streets in some of the most jaw-dropping cars money can buy. To start with, his garage is full of prancing horses. It's no surprise that a Scuderia Ferrari driver has a soft spot for Ferraris. But Leclerc doesn't just own Ferraris, he owns some of the most coveted ones ever made, one of which is the SF90 Stradale. If Ferrari's racing DNA could be distilled into a single road car, the SF90 Stradale is it. Packing a mind-eating 986 horsepower from its hybrid V8 powertrain, this beast rockets from 0 to 60 miles an hour in just 2.5 seconds, faster than most F1 cars off the line. Leclerc's SF90 is a rolling statement, cutting-edge, blisteringly fast, and unmistakably Ferrari. When Charles wants a naturally aspirated V12 experience, he turns to his Ferrari 812 Superfast with 789 horsepower. This front-engine Grand Tour delivers an intoxicating mix of raw and refined Italian elegance. Plus, it's one of the last Ferraris without turbocharging or hybrid assistance. It's a true purist's dream. The 812 signs all the way past 8,500 RPM. It is a dying breed, a final farewell to unfiltered combustion power. And Charles knows it. The Ferrari F8 Tributo, which is a love letter to performance, is another one of this man's stable. The F8 Tributo, we all know, isn't just another mid-engine Ferrari. It is a tribute, quite literally in Italian tributo means tribute, to everything Ferrari has perfected over decades of motorsport. With a 710 horsepower twin-turbo V8, razor-sharp handling, and breathtaking looks, this is the kind of car that makes even a Formula One driver grin like a kid on Christmas morning. The F8 Tributo is a perfect blend of heritage and modernity, a fine tribute, as the name suggests, to Ferrari's mastery of the mid-engine V8. It's a car designed to thrill, and for a driver who knows every inch of what a Ferrari can do, it is nothing short of a plaything. But Leclerc isn't just a one-mark man. The man appreciates automotive greatness, no matter the badge. His collection, although undeniably Ferrari-heavy, makes room for other legends. There's a McLaren P1, a car, much like his SF90, fuses hybrid technology with absurd performance, delivering 903 horsepower and an otherworldly driving experience. The connection between driver and car is paramount here, and Leclerc understands that better than most. With 903 horsepower and an electric motor that delivers instant torque, the P1 is a masterpiece of speed and aerodynamics. It's the kind of car that makes even a Formula One driver feel giddy. And let's not forget his Bugatti Chiron, a hypercar that barely seems real, with its quad-turbocharged W16 and a top speed that could rip the tarmac off most roads. It's the kind of machine that doesn't just dominate highways, but rewrites what is possible. When Charles wants to experience 1,479 horsepower of unrelenting force, he turns to his Bugatti Chiron. Capable of hitting 261 miles an hour, the Chiron is less of a car and more of a physics-defying rocket. It's excess in the best way possible, because why not? Once a racer, always a racer. For Leclerc, driving isn't just about luxury and speed. It's about emotion, about precision, and that incredible thrill of being one with the machine. That's why he owns some of the most legendary race cars ever built. With a 950 horsepower hybrid V12, the LaFerrari is as close as you can get to driving an F1 car on the streets. Leclerc's LaFerrari is finished in Ferrari's signature Rosso Corsa, making it a rolling piece of history. LaFerrari isn't just an elite hybrid hypercar, it's a nod to Ferrari's relentless innovation, and a machine built in the very spirit of Formula One. For those days when Charles wants to tear up the French Riviera's mountain roads, he turns to his Porsche 911 GT3 RS. With a naturally aspirated 4-liter flat 6, a lightning-fast PDK transmission, and one of the most aggressive aero packages ever fitted to a street car, this Porsche is built for one thing: pure driving bliss. The Porsche 911 GT3 RS is more than just a brutally efficient track weapon. It's a car that connects you to the rawest form of driving. A car that demands respect and rewards you for it, much like the machines he pilots on race weekends. But even an F1 driver needs a daily driver, something practical but still worthy of his racing pedigree. That's where the Ferrari Purosangue comes in handy. This is the SUV that thinks it's a supercar. Leclerc's Ferrari Purosangue is proof that an SUV doesn't have to be boring. With a 6.5-liter V12, it pumps out 715 horsepower, making it the most powerful Ferrari SUV ever. Whether he's cruising around Monaco or heading to the paddock, this is Charles's way of staying loyal to Ferrari, even when he needs 4 seats. It's the daily driver of a man who refuses to settle, a car that ensures even a trip to the grocery store is done at breakneck speed. Charles Leclerc has shown that he can have a life off the track. His personal life reflects who he is. Sure, he has an incredible car collection, but it's not all about that. His life off the track is quite a bit different to his life on the track. In a sport that never stops demanding more, he's found a way to carve out moments that feel personal. Away from all the intensity of Formula 1, Leclerc is drawn to family. He is someone who values home, family, and the people who have a place in his life. Despite the fame, he's still the guy who grew up karting with his childhood friends, who cherishes time with his family, and who never forgets where he came from. There is a groundedness to him, a quiet appreciation for life outside the spotlight. Beyond the headline-grabbing hypercars and race-inspired machines, Charles Leclerc's garage holds a few more gems that reflect different sides of his personality. His love for heritage, engineering excellence, and even a touch of practicality. Well, at least by his standards. These 4 cars may not steal the spotlight like a LaFerrari or a Chiron, but each tells its own story about the man behind the wheel. First up, the Ferrari GTC4 LUSSO, the grand tourer that proves that even an F1 driver sometimes needs a blend of comfort and performance. With its 6.3-liter naturally aspirated V12, this shooting brake delivers 681 horsepower while offering the kind of practicality rare in a Ferrari. It's one of the few 4-seaters in his collection, meaning he can bring friends or family along for the ride, though knowing Leclerc, these rides are probably still blisteringly fast. The GTC4 LUSSO is the perfect example of how Ferrari can blend luxury with unrelenting power, making it ideal for long highway stretches or winding coastal roads. Then there's the Maserati GranTurismo MC Stradale, a car that adds some Italian flair to his garage but with a slightly different flavor. Maserati's racing DNA is evident in the 4.7-liter V8, an engine derived from Ferrari, producing 444 horsepower with one of the most intoxicating exhaust notes ever engineered. Unlike some of the extreme supercars in his garage, this one is about elegance and old-school grand touring. A car designed as much for drama as for driving pleasure. It's a nod to classic Italian craftsmanship, a car that stands apart from his Ferraris while still speaking the same language of passion and performance. Leclerc also owns a Jaguar XF, a surprising but telling choice. While it might not be as loud or fast as his other rides, it shows a different side of him. It shows his appreciation for refinement. The XF, with its sleek British styling and smooth V6 or V8 engine options, is the kind of car you'd expect to see gliding through Monaco's streets. It's elegant without having to shout for attention. This car is just his way of blending in when he wants to step away from the chaos of Formula 1. It's a car for those rare moments of quiet in a life built around speed. And finally, there's the Rolls-Royce Wraith, the ultimate statement of automotive opulence. The Wraith isn't just about lap times or horsepower figures, though it does pack a 624 horsepower twin-turbo V12. This car is about presence. It's a car that commands attention without effort, a rolling palace that offers a different kind of thrill, the thrill of absolute comfort. For a man whose life revolves around milliseconds and the in-between, the Wraith stands for something else entirely. It reps the ability to slow down, to glide rather than sprint, and to enjoy the ride in a way only Rolls-Royce can offer. Each of these cars adds a new layer to Leclerc's already breathtaking collection. Some are about performance, some about history, and some about balance. Together, they paint a fuller picture of a man whose love for driving goes far beyond the track.